Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Max, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Max's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Max has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we will show you how to put that collar on properly and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now Max is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Max take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Max heel, and you're going to simply start walking, and Max should fall in line nicely there on your left-hand side. He should be keeping pace with you at all times, whether you're walking at a faster pace or a slower pace, and he should not be lagging behind or lunging ahead and pulling on that leash. If he is to do so, tell him no in a nice firm voice, followed by a correction on that correction collar, and repeat the heel command. Also incorporated into our heeling exercise is an automatic sit, which you just saw occur right there. So anytime that you're out walking with him and you stop, he should sit nicely right there at your left heel position. If he does not, again, tell him no, followed by a tug and release on that correction collar towards the rear, and repeat the sit command. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the stay command, and that's a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of his muzzle and the one-word command to stay, and then walk out to the end of your training leash. Max should remain seated in this position and should not break. This is a great command to practice frequently with him to help build up his ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. When practicing at home, start at 1 minute and increase your times, working up to 3 minutes for your long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he's going to walk all the way around behind in a counterclockwise motion so that he returns with Max being directly on his left-hand side once again. And they'll demonstrate their heel sit and stay for you again. It's important to keep Max motivated while working him through his commands and let him know that he's doing a great job. If he's not following through with them, tell him no, followed by a correction on the correction collar and repeat the command. If he is doing them appropriately, let him know so by positive reinforcement, either verbally praising him or physically praising him by giving him a pet. So Fred leaves him in another sit stay and walks out to the end of the leash, and this time they're going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command. Call Max in using his name in a friendly voice. He should come in and sit directly in front of you, and then return him to heel position by heeling him around the back of you, returning him to your left hand side where he's going to sit nicely. Good boy, and they'll demonstrate that again. Leave him in a sit stay out to the end of the leash. Give him a moment to hold that sit stay, and then call him in a happy tone using his name. He should come in, sit right in front of you. Good boy. Such a big love bug. And back around, sitting nicely once again. Good boy. A little physical praise there. Give him a pat on the head. Now the next command that they're setting up to demonstrate for you is the first of our down commands. And it's the down from a heel position. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm straight down towards the ground and the one-word command to down. Then give the stay command and walk out to the end of the leash. And with the down stay, he should remain laying down and should not break from this position. You want to make sure to practice this command often as well to help build up his ability to down stay for longer periods of time. And when practicing the down stay with Max at home, have him stay for 3 minutes, and you'll increase your intervals working up to a total of 5 minutes for his long down stay. Fred's returning back again all the way around counterclockwise. You always want to make sure that Max is back in heel position on your left hand side there. It's a good time to remind you that although you should be incorporating your commands into your everyday activities and schedules, you want to make sure that you are setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes the first couple of weeks that he comes home at least to work him through his commands in a formal obedience training session. It's great practice for the both of you and will help greatly with the transition back into the house. Another down stay, open flat of your palm down towards the ground. Don't forget give the stay command before you walk away. Fred's going to give him a moment to hold it, and then they'll demonstrate the recall or the come on command from the down position this time. He gets up, comes on in, sits nicely. Good boy. We do have one last command to demonstrate for you, and that is the second of the down commands, and that is the down from a distance. We'll give him a moment to heal in position here. For this command, leave Max in a sit, stay, and walk out to the end of your training leash. And from the end of your training leash, you're going to use your right hand to give Max the down command. Oh, he should go in a down right where he was. Fred gave him a slight little no because he started to inch forward, nothing major, but he should drop into that down right where he is. Good boy. Now what Max and Fred are demonstrating is a little off-leash sample for you here, where Fred drops the leash during his sit-stay and slightly increases the amount of distance between himself and Max. This is something that you will be able to work up to in the future if you are very diligent with Max, working him through his commands on his leash and collar. You want to make sure that he is obeying you and understands you as the alpha before you decide to drop the leash and advance his training. He needs to understand the meaning of no. That way, if you need to correct him, you can use that. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Max has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Max, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.